Hey guys, it's Nawazine back at again with yet another video. So this is like my wrap up for the last few days of July from like 23rd to the 31st. Oh my goodness. So I finished only two books. So Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Asiero, 5 books. I mean, not 5 books, 5 stars. This woman makes me cry every single time. Okay? Like every single time. Like whether it be tears of joy, tears of happiness, and like you're rooting for both of these girls. And here's the thing, it's about two sisters. Well, it's kind of a secret. I say kind of because one of the girls kind of knows a little bit of something. So anyway, their father dies in a plane crash and secrets are revealed. And both of these girls, like they're breaking my heart. Like they both are like justified in their anger and their hurt. And I just have to say, I definitely want to do more research into like I'm sorry, the real plane crash that inspired this whole book, because my goodness, because you got queer characters, like one of the sisters has a girlfriend, and I love how it's just so normal and stuff. And like I like the other sister and her ability to like, well, her sister in the DR who I guess her aunt, no, is it her aunt? Yes, I believe it's her aunt on either her father's side or her mother's side. Either way, they are both well, she is more into no, not Santa Maria. I'm sorry. I'm probably gonna get it wrong. It's a bit late and I gotta go to bed for work. But I like how that inspired her to be a healer and to become a doctor when she grows up. And I was like, yeah, and like the fact that they touched on upon like, colorism in DR with her best friend being from Haiti and stuff, and like, ugh, like I'm sorry, like the audiobook is just so magical. Like I remember like in my car, I'm in the parking lot towards the end trying not to cry because of like how it is. I was like, ugh, like I was about to ugly cry, but then I saved those tears and listened to the last bit again just so I can cry at home. My goodness, that was just so magical. Okay, like that is just that's a lot. Okay, and I'm like kind of nervous because like here's the thing. I hadn't finished reading. I started with the Fire on High a while ago, and I don't know why I stopped. Probably because I got distracted by other books. But I plan on reading it hopefully soon. All I have to say is that if ever Elizabeth decides to create an adult novel, she would destroy my feelings. Like I'm convinced that she saves all our tears, all the crying out of joy, sadness, like all our tears just as motivation and as a magic potion for her books, because the amount of times I cried out of nowhere is too much. It is too much. And yeah, it's just crazy. Oh, and the last book that I read is The Undead Girl by sorry, I got the notes right here, by Lily Anderson. It was a fun read. I'm gonna give it 3 stars to be honest. So you follow this this plus size Mexican girl who's a witch. Well, she does at first she doesn't really believe herself as a witch until, she does something magical. But basically, she believes that her best friend was murdered because you start off with them at the funeral. She's kind of into her, well, she is into her best friend's brother. So there's that. And she believes that her best friend was murdered, but everybody's ruling it as a suicide. And she decides to do a spell to bring her back, but ends up bringing back 2 more people who were actually their bullies. And an expected twist of friendship, and a really, really good twist, because like I thought it was going to be someone else who was going to be like the murderer, but it's not. And like it was very heartbreaking, but also I'm proud of the I'm really like excited. I feel like if this was a movie, it would be like a fun Halloween movie that you would watch on like Disney. No, probably not Disney because of some of the language, you know how Disney is, but like ABC Family. Do they still call themselves ABC Family? I don't know. I hadn't watched cable in like a long time. I mostly watch YouTube. Last time I remember, they switched over to Freeform. But ABC Family, I feel like that would have been a good movie on ABC Family or Freeform, whatever they call it now. Okay, I don't know. They've been through so many changes. Child, I don't know. I'm not old. I promise you, I am 21 years old. But like January 3rd, 1999. Shout out to the Capricorns. But like, yo, like, yeah, I feel like it would have been a great movie on ABC Family, and I'm gonna still call it ABC Family, okay? But like, wow, like, and I finished it all in one day, okay? And I don't really have much else to say because, like I said, I only read like 2 books. But I'm gonna show you some other books that I'm like kind of currently reading. Then they may or may not be on my TBR for next month. Well, for technically this month, but like I'll show you. All right, so some of the books that I was reading was 100th Queen by book one by Emily R. King, Slave by Brittany Morris, The Shadows Between Us by, well, this woman, Freshwater by Kwika Nezi, Patsy by Nicole Dennis Ben, The City We Become by N.K. Jemisin. What else? Oh, Salvation, the prelude, Saved by a Savage by N.K. I'm sorry, not N.K. but Nako. Next, I was also reading Power by Kenya Wright, and I'm also reading Quarantine Pages not Quarantine Pages. I'm sorry. I think I put this to the side and started reading Quarantine and Chill by Kenya Wright. Blood Oath, Darkest Dre by these two, and that's a Claire Sinclair. I also listening to The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, and I think I might return that to the library because I'm not that interested now. And it's crazy because I had it on hold for a long time, but it's like, yeah, I gotta return you. I'm also listening to The Source of Self-Regard by Toni Morrison. And who else? Oh, I'm also listening to Wrath. I forgot the name. No, not Wrath. I'm listening to Radiance by and it's book one of the Wrath Kings. I forgot the name of the author, to be honest with you, because I clearly forgot to do a setup or write it down during the last few pages. But here's what I got done. Obviously, I managed to complete all of these except for these 3 prompts, and that's for Fuckathon with Nora Reads. And then there's a pop culture-a-thon. I managed to get bingo and started cheating for the rest, to be honest. So obviously it's color-coded based on the column, and anything that's underlined was stuff that I was working towards. So I was making progress of it, but obviously I didn't finish. So there's that. And I think that's it. So I gotta go. Oh wait, and I'm sorry, not Grinchathon. Yes, I'm sorry, Grinchathon. I completed all the tasks of that. So yeah, that was pretty easy. And I'm gonna leave the links down below to these people's chat. Well, technically this one was on Twitter. That's how I found out. But I got to go and finish setting up the rest of my journal. So goodbye. Read a book, read a book.